Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to yet another episode of Showers, not Growers. We've got the man, the myth, the legend. We have Christian, and we've obviously got Mr. Archer himself and me. Right, who wants to kick it off? Because I don't have enough glycogen in my brain, so can someone else talk, please?
Not me because I've got a hot cross bun in my mouth.
I was about to say,
But you
Christian,
start.
what happened there?
I just
All
got fed carrot cake hot cross bun with nut butter. So good.
Are you right? Okay, are you back onto bodybuilding a little bit at the minute?
Yeah, can you not tell, bro? Come on, man. Tell me I'm massive.
I saw you doing like what five plates on the adductor today on your story.
Don't worry about it. Just one of them. I will say that it's the lightest adductor ever, so it's not really that impressive.
Mr. Humble, Mr. Humble.
Obviously.
I remember you putting up some fucking scary numbers when you were back back in the old days of bodybuilding for you.
Boundary Warsaw.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I used to shift some plates, man. Fucking hell. It's coming back. It's coming back quick though. To be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of what's? I tell you what. Let's go in on this. What sparks the return to bodybuilding for you?
Having a fit missus
Okay.
does help. No, I've been meaning. I can't do something unless I really, really want to do it.
Yeah.
Like I won't do things that I don't want to do. Like very selfishly, but I just hadn't had the love for it last year at all. And I don't know, I just feel a bit of a spark to come back. I want to. I don't know. I just want to look better. Really, that's enough motivation, really. Yeah.
One thing that I think a lot of people kind of struggle with, and I promise this is relating to a question that I'm genuinely interested in, is a lot of people find it hard to balance bodybuilding and coaching. I think specifically, like speaking personally, the productivity loss towards this stage of prep is definitely something that I notice a lot. Do you think that having that freedom, I don't know if freedom's the right word, but having that flexibility to kind of just focus on coaching and not have to conform to like an external goal helped business at all?
Yeah, in some ways. But I remember a point where, which was probably 2023, and I kind of had a bit of a injury. I wasn't training. Hated bodybuilding at the time because I was injured and stuff. And I found that when I wasn't looking after myself, my coaching got worse.
Gotcha.
And yes, I had more hours in the day because I wasn't training. I had more hours to do work, but I didn't want to fucking do it. Whereas when I was, 2 or 3 hours gym time, I was way more productive in the morning. I was way more productive after it as well. So there is a balance, and the only thing that scuppers the balance, in my opinion, is the amount of shows.
Okay.
It's so hard, and I know it looks really cool on Instagram, flying to this country, that country. It's not cool. It's fucking exhausting. And then it's like, all right, now I've got to train, and it's like, it's hard.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people watching this will go, well, if you really wanted to do it, you would do it. And they are correct. And did I really want to do it during that show season last year? No, I didn't. So I didn't.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get in a good position here now for the summer. So when it does heat up, it's like I can just maintain it pretty easily and not go completely backwards. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, gotcha. So is it a bit more of a, I hate using the word, but a bit more lifestyle-y focus in terms of
Whoa, don't call me a lifestyle client.
Shots fired.
Bit savage, you fucking prick.
didn't mean to slur so early on.
No, it's bodybuilding without any pressure. Like I used to think that my clients would be really bothered if I didn't train, and I can honestly say not one of them gives a shit if I train or not. So I think it's just doing it with no pressure of being like, oh, do I want to compete or do I want to do a photo shoot? No, I just want to look good and be strong. That's it.
Yeah.
And I don't have to do it for any other reason than that. And that's also okay. Like, I couldn't compete again anyway. I don't think my body would let me. Like, I'm riddled with shitty injuries, so I just don't think I could be able to get my legs back to size at all.
Do you think that because of the way that you've conveyed yourself and the way that you've set up your coaching business, that you're in a position where you can take that back foot from your own physique development and competing and not suffer? Because I imagine that there would be coaches out there who basically have like their physique is their coaching. You know what I mean?
Yeah, body's their business card.
Yeah, exactly. So I imagine for those people, or do you think like the same would happen for them where they would also be able to kind of sustain that coaching business? Or do you think because you're known as Christian the coach who's also competed rather than like...
The thing is, and this isn't me throwing shade
Go for it.
at all. Normally the better the physique, the worse the coach, in my opinion.
No, agreed.
Like, I'm not saying that's a rule of thumb for absolutely everyone, but I think if they were to stop doing what they were doing with their own physique, they probably wouldn't have much, because normally the coaching's garbage.
I think, honestly, like, agreed. I mean, speaking personally, like, the thing that drew me to coaching was the fact that my physique was just not responding to so much different bullshit that I had to be like, okay, so I can't just go to the gym and just get wham. I can't just kind of vaguely eat food and get lean. I have to actually figure out like what's going on here to get any kind of response. And I think...
You look good now, though, bro.
Thank you, bro. I was fishing for that, so that's cool. Anyway, she's coming on the pod. I'm Christian. But like, yeah, 3 grams of gear will do that. No, I'm kidding. But like,
Trust me, 3 gram of gear didn't do much for me either. So
I think kind of the best coaches are the ones who are formed out of like, oh, it didn't just work. You know, when people like just lift heavy shit, it will work. And for the people that it doesn't, I think that's what creates good coaches, because then you're forced to, like, then you actually have valuable feedback and things to say, because if all you've done is just pick up a dumbbell and it's worked, then what value do you have as a coach? Because
bro, when I was full on bodybuilder mode, I had to be doing absolutely everything and be so absolutely anal to see any sort of progress. Like, I had to be on it 100% of the time for me to elicit a decent result. And even that result wasn't great. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like world beating. And I think that, like, you know, but I've always been heavier. I was always heavy as a kid. Do you know what I mean? So like getting to 260 might sound great, but it's not really. I don't want to throw shade to anyone listening. That's not really that big. Like, yes, it's bigger than the average human, of course, but it also didn't look great. Obviously. But, and also, bro, when you start coaching more and more people and you see these people that are doing half the amount you were doing for a tenth of the time, worse than you, and responding 100 times faster, it's like, wow, why am I killing myself sooner with loads of drugs to get a top 5 nabber? Do you know what I mean? I just, and like, one of my favourite quotes, bro, is the juice worth the squeeze? I say that all the time.
Yeah.
And the juice was not worth the squeeze to me. And bro, I love bodybuilding. It's my daily life every day. Yeah, that's all I do. It's all my life revolves around, and I love it, and it's given me so much of my life. But for me, as an actual bodybuilder, I think is a stupid thing to be doing. Really. I'm a lot more conservative with what I do now. And I'm not fucking 21 anymore, mate. Like, my body does... Those videos, bro, from back in Foundry Warsaw, I could have trained like that 7 days a week and recovered. And I was absolutely fine. Like, I felt like I could run through walls, mate. If I attempted one of those sessions now, I wouldn't be in the gym for the week after it.
Yeah.
Like, it just fucks me up. But I also think your recovery capability over time does decrease. And I've found that as business has grown, my recovery is really bad. Like, I am fucked for days, mate.
Yeah.
But I am loving it again, so it's kind of like, well, I'm just going to go in anyway and do it.
Fair enough. How does it, you know that obviously you've recently started the podcast with Tim and Jake.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, shout out. This podcast is obviously on a huge platform, so that's a really valuable shout out that I've just given you there, mate.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
When you see other coaches who kind of are still kind of in the midst of like competing and balancing those things, do you feel any kind of like, I guess the question would be like, if you could put yourself in a position where you were able to respond more like you wanted, or do you want to respond better and compete, would you take that, or are you more content and okay with kind of like where you are?
I mean, from a vanity aspect, bro, everyone likes to look really good, don't they? And anyone that bodybuilds likes to get on a stage with everyone looking at them. I don't care what anyone says. Everyone loves that. And I thought I would hate that. And I was fucking loving it when I did it. And I would definitely have a trade-off, for sure. Like, if I had a better physique, bro, and better genetics, and, you know, a good chance of fighting top spots in NPC and shit like that, I would half my coaching business, bro, and do it.
Fair.
Because I do love it, bro. Like, I do. Like, and it's a bit shit that it's not that way, but that is the way. And it's not like, oh, fucking, I hate it and it keeps me up at night. I couldn't really care less, bro, because that's just the cards that I've been dealt.
Would you trade your cars for it?
What, to have a better physique? Fucking hell, no, I'm not that vain.
Okay, so it's cars, physique.
That's difficult.
We've got the three. You got cars, physique, and then like full capacity coaching. Not just coaching, but like full capacity coaching.
I don't know, man. Can't answer that, bro. I don't fucking. That's a shit question anyway. Next question. Because I don't have to pick with that, bro.
Yeah.
I can't pick, unfortunately.
So what specifically got you into bodybuilding in the first place? Because, I mean, I don't know how, like, I feel like an old man, but I don't know how people still kind of remember your origins, but obviously you were early on associated with the Physique Collective. You started to stand out kind of as someone who stood with the Physique Collective, but very much in your own way. And you've obviously spoken about that a lot. So how did things kind of start, and how did you get going and pushing into bodybuilding and coaching?
Right. Bodybuilding wise, I was really fat, bro, growing up. And my parents were always into the gym, so I'd go along to the gym with them, try and lose weight, all that sort of stuff. And then when I started working in bars, I used to hang around with the doorman a lot. And obviously, all the doormen were massive. And I also saw that the amount of, like, respect they got from, like, people just for being massive. I thought, fucking hell, I'd like to be big like that. So I was always talking to them. And they were like, yeah, man, come to the gym with us. And I was like, yeah, man, sweet. Completely out of my comfort zone, obviously. And then, like, I am quite 100% or nothing. Like, if I'm going to do something, I've got to be the best at it. Like, I've got to go fucking full 100 miles an hour at it.
Yeah.
So I just started going mental with it. And then found bodybuilding gyms near me. There's a couple. World's Gym, which is good. Foundry, Warsaw as well. And there was a guy in Foundry, Warsaw who was just like, even now, but like, you know, back in the day where you used to think like The Rock was massive or 50 Cent was massive, and you look at them now and think, man, they were small. Yeah. This guy is still massive. Like, if I saw him now, I'd be like, fucking hell, he's a freak. A guy called Adam. And we got talking and stuff like that, and I was like, bro, could you, like, you know, like, get me ready for like a photo shoot? And he was like, yes, sweet, man. Because I knew he coached people. I say the word coached very loosely with him. It was, bro, this was probably like 10 years ago. Like, coaching was not like it is now. Yep. It was, here's your diet on WhatsApp, have a cheat meal every week. Mm-hmm. And my diet, bro, oh my God, was so bad. like egg whites and egg whites and oats, and then it was turkey and sweet potato. That was it all day.
Yeah.
And then as it got more and more, like further down the line, it was like, right, no sweet potato. And I was like, yeah, man, sweet. But bro, back then, bro, I would have eaten shit if it got me in shape. I did not care. I was doing an hour on the Stairmaster in the morning, training later in the afternoon, an hour post-workout Stairmaster as well. So I was doing 2 hours of Stairmaster a day. Bro, it was absolutely grim. But I got in shape. I lost fuckloads of weight, bro. Like, really fast. Mm-hmm. And then those cheat meals on the weekend were getting bigger and bigger. So that probably started off a really bad eating disorder back then, before eating disorders were cool. I had one first. And I was just absolutely addicted after that. I was like, right, what do I do from here? Right, I need to put size on. I remember going into my first bulk. And bro, I was not eating much, probably like 2,500 calories, bro, and I was putting on like 2 pounds a week. Ooh. And then the next time I dieted down, it was easier. The next time I pushed up, I could eat more food. And I was just in that cycle, bro, of pushing up, getting peeled, pushing up, getting peeled, pushing up, getting peeled, just for years. Then, I was with Physique Collective, did a photo shoot with Joe, and then the year after competed. I don't even know when I started bodybuilding. It's got to be over like 10 years ago, bro. When I was obsessed with like pre-workout videos on YouTube, like Jay Cutler motivation videos, man. I used to rinse them, bro. I can remember all the music on them. It was absolutely sick. I've also got a Jay Cutler bobblehead on my desk. That's how much I used to love him. That was it, bro. I got into it because I was a fat fuck. Mm-hmm. And I was sick of being called fat by people in bars. When you throw them out and the first thing they say to you is, you're a fat cunt. I was just thinking, I'm kind of sick of this now. I need to do something about it. Probably had more confidence back then, bro, as well.
You reckon?
Yeah, because I didn't care. It's like, yeah, man, I'm just big boned, man.
Hypothyroid, bro. My thyroid.
Yeah, I was endomorph, man.
Okay, now. What injuries have you had in the past?
My lower back is basically made of glass, which then just affects everything. Like, my knees are shot completely. My elbows, I can't do like a lot of exercises. Like anything like overhead, like pressing, like my elbows are fucked. Like I did some today, and I didn't want to say to the person that I was doing it with because I was trying to show off, obviously. My elbows, mate, felt like they were coming out the fucking socket. Awful. But you got to do it, bro. But I've also found out recently why my lower back is always fucked, and it's because my glutes just don't work. But the guy has attempted to fix it and told me what to do from here. So I'm training glutes a lot.
Good man. Good man.
Yeah, I've got like basically no glute strength, so everything. My lower back takes everything. But like even like sitting in the car for ages, like I'm written off.
Yeah, lower back is such a bitch to rehab because it's like I'd say the one universal joint in the body where it kind of fucks you for both lower and upper body training. Like I've had a disc issue going on for a while now.
Sciatica every other week.
Yeah, sciatica. Even like upper body training, like if you're arching your back or if you're doing some sort of row or press, it can twinge, and it's just a pain in the ass. And then, like you said, sitting in a car is the worst. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I don't think the way I used to train helped at all. Because I used to train like a man possessed. Like I just put the weight on, I'll lift it. It doesn't matter what's on there. Like I was just so aggressive. Like there was like people would look at me like there's something wrong with that guy. And then I also don't think lockdown helped because I was barbell rowing every day or T-bar rowing. That's the only thing we could do, or squatting, back squatting. Who wants to do that in a garage? I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it. And I think that fucked me as well for a long time.
I remember training in lockdown. It's actually when I first started going to the gym. And my mate, like our push session would consist of normal bench, close grip bench, shoulder press with a barbell, and then Russian twists with the plate because we didn't have any dumbbells for lat training. Because all we had.
You mean bus drivers?
Yeah.
Go next.
And I remember because like we were so new to training, be like, "Oh mate, my shoulders are so pumped, but fucking, I'm getting wham!" Like,
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Good times.
So, in terms of, I'm going to do a complete and utter tangent here. In terms of your entire like coaching career, at what point do you think was the most influential for you in terms of how you approach coaching? Was it going solo? Was it CBC? Is it Physique Pro? Was it Physique Collective or
I think
something else?
they've all had a certain impact. I think, bro. I will always say, hands down, Joe Jeffrey had the biggest impact to my coaching ever. I worked with him for nearly 5 years. You learn quite a lot in that time when you're speaking to someone near enough every single day. And especially when he is, and I will say this with balls, he is the smartest person in this industry by a long way. If you can get him to explain things in English, you'll learn a lot. Now, I'm not like a super intellectual person, so I did have to get him to dumb things down a lot for me. But I just think the smartest people are the ones that can make anyone understand it.
Yeah.
Correct.
like,
I'd say he had a massive impact. Being part of Physique Collective did have an impact, I would say. A lot of people used to think I was a wanker because I was with Physique Collective, but they normally tell me that now and say, "Well, I've realised you're not a wanker." I'm like, "Thanks, bro." But like you said at the start, bro, I've always been my own thing. You know what I mean? Just different to them, and I felt like a bit of not an outcast of them, but yeah. And I didn't feel like, and especially when, and not like anything that they were doing or saying is wrong, because there's a million ways to do bodybuilding. I didn't feel comfortable towards the end putting out the stuff that they were putting out because I didn't agree with it. You know, so I think that was probably the biggest move. What's going on your own, innit? It's like shit. Okay, and then Physique Pro, I think was mainly for me to kind of look a little bit more, well, me and Tim to look a little bit more serious, if that makes sense. Like, you know, my old branding, bro, was pink.
Yeah.
And I get that. I am a bit weird and different and shit, so I can get away with that sort of stuff. But not everyone knows me like that, and does it potentially put some people off? Yeah, probably. So I think Physique Pro is just a bit more of a professional outfit for sure. But I think, bro, every rebrand that I've had has been as impactful as the last one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the outside in perspective from CBC to Physique Pro was more that, well, I mean, you were going after like, we are here to be high level competitor coaches.
Yeah.
Both you and Tim already had a reputation for, but I think putting a stamp on that definitely tied things together. Was there anything on the back end that you kind of changed, or was it more of like the seeds are already there, we're just changing the packaging because we want you guys to know what we're offering? Or was there like a overhaul of clients or a change of direction or anything like that?
Not really. I think clients wise, me and Tim have kind of fell into our own sort of speciality or whatever since Physique Pro started. Like, obviously, Tim now coaches a lot of high level bikini girls, and that's what, yeah, like you, which is what he loves. And, you know, that's sick. And I am a big fan of, I like to coach everyone, and I love all categories. And this year, I think I've got someone in every single bodybuilding category that there is, and I love that, like both female and male. But it's definitely kind of shifted, I'd say, a bit more to the big guys at the minute, which again is, you know, I love that, and who doesn't want to coach, you know, big fuck off supers, because it is fun, but at the same time it's like I still get the same enjoyment out of doing wellness or figure or bikini. Now, granted, I am not as well versed in the bikini world as Tim, so that's why I would, you know, shift people his way instead of my own. And I feel like we've just kind of naturally gone into our own little niches, if that makes sense. But no, we didn't do anything like, we didn't set out for that. It's just what happened. We didn't have a rehaul, redid all sheets and had a client overhaul or anything like that. We just kept doing what we're doing, and it's just kind of happened naturally that way. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think that kind of coaching, like open supers, like people who are really, really big and muscular, requires a certain type of coaching? So kind of one of the things about Physique Collective, and I'm sure they won't mind me saying, especially when Physique Collective was like, had a stranglehold on the UK bodybuilding scene, was it felt formulaic and very, these are kind of, here is the way that we're going to approach things, and you can probably take a decent stab at how we're going to do it. Whereas with you, it's always been a bit more whatever Christian says. It doesn't feel as easy to predict. It feels more like art in a way than like a kind of
I'll take that.
You know what I mean? Like,
bro, I always say, like, throw away rule books when you are prepping someone that's massive.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the stuff doesn't make sense. Like, and I also couldn't tell you the reason as to why. Nor do I care, which might sound bad, but it got the end result. So I don't care how it worked or what it did, or, oh, well, because we did this, your mitochondria has done that. I couldn't care less about that. That's not what I get enjoyment out of. I get enjoyment out of getting someone fucking peeled and ready for stage. Like Matt Tofton's prep made 0 sense. Like, on paper, doesn't make any sense. He lost 8 pounds, the whole prep, and he had more high days than I've ever known anyone have. I'm genuinely serious now when I say he had more high days through prep than normal baseline days, and his high days were over 900 carb. That doesn't make sense. And every time I tried to pull him down a little bit harder and he got lighter, he just looked shitter. So why would we do that?
Yeah.
You know, I always say to everyone, it's about doing the best with whatever is put in front of you. And the more you do it, the better you get at seeing someone and going, I know what to do with that. And sometimes, bro, and I've had it this year so far with a client, where it's took me a good few weeks to understand what the fuck is going on here. Yeah, because, and it ended up as having to get bloods, and estrogen was about fucking 900, and his test was about 30. Now, that didn't make any fucking sense, okay? But we found out how to fix it, and now it is about literally doing the best with what he presents to me in the morning. Yeah. And I know that now, right, he responds incredibly well, and I hate saying this, and I hate even admitting it, to shitty food. He looks fucking way better. So we're going to keep doing that. Does that make sense? No. And am I going to do that for everyone? Absolutely not. Yeah. Again, when you just coach more and more people, everyone is so different. And a lot of the time, it does not make any sense. And you cannot learn about it in a book.
Yeah.
Neither do I want to learn about it in a book. I like to learn on the job.
I know that, and I think you, Jake, and Tim are the first guys to really kind of like talk about it and push it. The way that the industry is leaning more towards like J3U constantly and kind of like repeating it. Obviously, one of the issues with the coaching industry, and I think it's always going to be an issue, and it kind of comes from the bottom up, is people want a formula and they want I'll just do this and everything will work out for every client and that's perfect.
Yep.
But what other issues do you see with?
Well, bro, that's why I don't like. I will do consultations for people that want to learn about stuff or whatever, but a lot of the time I don't like giving my answer because it's not an answer.
Yeah.
Because a lot of time is I don't know, bro. I don't know what that's going to do because that person is different to this person.
Yeah.
It is about learning on the job. Like, every day is a new day of dealing with problems and issues. But sorry, I didn't get the last part of the question. I interrupted. Sorry.
No, go for it. What are some of the other issues that you see within coaching nowadays? You're the best person to ask for this, I feel.
Copy and paste.
Yeah, copy and paste, obviously. That's fucking common sense one, I think. No offense, Camille. But that's rife, bro, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
it's so common. And at the start, I will say as well that someone's plan is going to look at the start very similar to someone else's, because I don't know what's going to work with you. So here's the baseline. The coaching starts after that. But for me, bro, at the minute, is bodybuilding is soft, man.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off every day seeing it. Not like it's keeping me up at night. I literally don't care what people are doing. But when I see recovery boots on in the sauna and they're 150 pounds, get a grip. Get to grip. Or I'm 10 pounds up from stage, I'm going to hold it here.
Yeah.
Fuck off, man. And I get annoyed seeing clients, not my own, other people's clients, and especially when it's someone that I know, because when it's someone you know, you feel like, oh man, you could be, I really want to say, bro, you should be doing this, but I'm not. Like, staying far too lean all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I just think are sacrificing so much muscle. Like, good example, Jamie Harrison. I literally don't care how fat he gets. And that's not from I don't care about his body composition. If he gains a bit more fat, he will grow 10 times more than if I was to hold him back. Yeah. Because he will not enjoy being held back. Mm. And yet, his 295 is not hard, grainy, and dry. It's not. He's got a bit of body fat on him. Okay, but I know in 8 weeks he's going to be pretty shredded, because that's how his body works. He has to go maximum attack in every phase. If he starts dieting, he wants cardio every single day, and he wants to eat fuck all.
Yeah.
Gets the job done, though. And he is a perfect example of someone that does not pussyfoot about. Of being like, oh, I've got to look after this. I've got to do this. Or I've got to put my fucking infrared face mask on. Whatever. It's fucking raw, hardcore bodybuilding, and that is missing so much in this industry at the minute. Like, and I get things evolve. There's a reason why I have an iPhone and not a Nokia 3310. Yeah, new things come out, new inventions. Yeah, cool. But the bare bones of bodybuilding is eat loads, get massive, get really strong, and sleep. That is it. That is it. And I promise you, if you do all of those things, you will be big. If you are constantly worrying about, I need to have my blue light blockers on, shout out Camille. Okay. But no, I'm not saying you're sat there worrying, I need them on, bro. Do they work? Yes. Okay. All of this shit works. Okay. But it doesn't work when people are overthinking a million things a day because they have to track every single variable of absolutely everything. And my Google Sheets, bro, track a load of things, yeah? But if a client comes to me and says, I don't want to track that, do you know what I'm going to say? Okay. Don't track it then. Because if that's stressing, like Joe Jeffrey used to try and get me to track my sleep, and this was before Aura rings were a thing, yeah? I was wearing a heart rate monitor around my chest to link up to a sleep app. And every time I put it on, I had shit sleep. I don't need an app to tell me I've got shit sleep. As soon as I took it off, I slept better because I wasn't worrying about, I want something to say I've had a good sleep in the morning. And even now, like, my sleep is not great, and that's absolutely fine. I do what I can to make it a bit better, but I don't wake up thinking, oh my God, man, I've had such a shit sleep, I can't train today. My food's not going to digest as well. My blood glucose is going to be a bit higher. My blood pressure might be up. My heart rate variability. Remember when HRV was a massive thing?
Yeah.
Does anyone talk about that anymore? Not really. And good. Who cares? Get in the fucking gym. You know, I just think there's a lot missing these days that used to be really good. And now it's a bit fucking boring.
I feel like a lot of that at the minute is getting fed into by peptides. I mean, especially Retta. Like, the whole idea, I feel like if someone's first thoughts when entering a prep is, how can I remove oh, if I get low energy, I'll throw in Motsi, or if I get hungry, I'll throw in Retta. It's kind of like I feel like you're defeating the point of like bodybuilding, because yeah, like, you know, we all want to get in our underwear and get all oily and tanned in front of all the men. Of course we all do. But the other aspect of it, like, is the fact that when you get on that stage and you're hopefully inside out, as you should be, it's the respect for yourself, maybe respect from others, but like the respect for yourself, and you fucking did it. You did the prep. The prep was not easy. It was not a mini cut. It was not a 10-week holding phase. And I think a lot of that is missing now. And I think people are always seeking to make things as easy as possible for themselves. And it kind of goes against what bodybuilding is.
Bodybuilding is hard. And look, I don't blame people for trying to make it easier. I mean, that's common sense, really. It's like, oh, I can make this a little bit easier now because I can add this in that's going to give me more energy. I can add this in that's going to stop me being hungry and all that sort of stuff. And, mate, you know, if that's what you want to do, cool. I just think it's soft.
Yeah.
And look, everyone's different, right? Tofton used a lot of peptides in his prep. Off his own back, because that's what he wanted to do. And he said it was the easiest prep he's ever done. However, is the prep even easier because you're doing 900 carb days most days? And I think people are throwing so much stuff in. It's like, do you even know what things are doing right now? Because I don't. I ain't got a clue. Like, I have never said to a client, let's take Retta.
Yeah.
They will come to me and say, I want to use Retta. And I'm like, okay. First thing I'm going to ask, why do you want to use it? What do you want to use it for? And if someone says, I don't want to be hungry, I'm going to say, grow a fucking set of bollocks. Okay? Because that's not the reason why I would want you to take it.
Yeah.
Yeah? Because granted, there are other benefits to it. Brilliant. But it's like any drug. If you abuse it, it's not good. Paracetamol is meant to make you feel better. If you had 2 boxes of it and down them all in one go, you're probably going to die.
Yeah.
It's the same with all of it. Do you know what I mean? Trend's amazing, but if you take 2 gram of it, it's not amazing. Yeah? If you're using Retta and you're using 1 milligram a week, you're probably going to see some real good benefit from it. If you're taking 5, you are a mong.
Yeah.
Simple. And you
Yeah.
good luck at the end of your fucking prep. Because you are going to feel shit when you've got to try and put food in. And it's just people taking the piss with everything, like they all do in bodybuilding. Everyone takes the piss with fucking everything. And look, bro, peptides, they work, mate. Like, if whatever it says it does, it will do that, I assure you. Okay, because that's what it does. Yeah. And I take peptides. Okay, I'm trying to grow my hair back. Yeah, so GHKCU, let's get it. And also not be like niggles all the time, like BPC, TB, like great. They're really going to help for sure. Like amazing. Growth hormone is a peptide. I'm taking a fuckload of that to just experiment. And just see, right, how do I feel on that? And right now, I feel like my hands are shovels. That's not great. They fucking hurt, bro. But again, like, yeah, I understand why people want to make it easier. That makes sense, right? If I can do this and make it a little bit easier for myself, cool. But I think it loses the hardcore aspect of bodybuilding, and bodybuilding has always been hardcore.
Yeah.
And now it's like, if I could be less hungry, I'm going to take this drug. Cool. Just fucking it up, man. I'm so glad that shit wasn't about when I prepped.
I honestly...
What would be...
Nah, go on, Camille. Go on, mate.
What would be like your advice if you had to go back however many years when you competed for the first time with all the knowledge that you have now? Like, what would be some words of wisdom that you'd give to yourself before you stepped on stage?
Now, Camille doesn't speak much, but when he does, that's wisdom. That's
why I keep it going.
I love that, Camille. That's good. Oh, man. Bro, the thing is, when I look back at
I've got him. I've got him.
yeah, you've got me, man. The thing is, bro, when I look back at my prep, I didn't do anything wrong without being big-headed. I did the plan that was set out for me. I didn't go a gram over. I didn't go a gram under. I did every minute of cardio I was told to do. I did all the fucking steps I was told to do. Steps, cool, man. And I was absolutely inside-out peeled. Yeah, and for me, I had a good result. Both shows. Cool. If I could go back, it would be don't put as much pressure on yourself. Because what probably shot myself in the foot, but there was benefit to it and there's negative to it, was I was putting it all over Instagram every fucking day. And the benefit, it definitely helped my coaching business. It definitely helped awareness about who I was, following, all that sort of cool stuff. But at the same time, I remember being 3 days out thinking, what if I go up there and I look absolutely awful and everyone is there to watch me? Everyone's watching on Instagram. Not everyone, but you know what I mean? People that were invested in that journey at that time watching and think, yeah, it doesn't look that good. I didn't like that feeling. And I remember saying it to my partner at the time. I was like, man, I've documented this too much. Like, I shouldn't have done this much because now I just feel really fucking nervous. But that's it. I wouldn't go back and be like, should have done this different or that. I just think, just don't put as much pressure on yourself and enjoy it more. Like, as much as I did enjoy it, I definitely think I could have enjoyed it more.
So, what also would be your advice to, like, obviously, let's say this new gen of competitors coming in now who are too soft? What would your advice be who people or bodybuilders looking to compete for the first time? And you can't say be soft.
Take that.
Don't get your bodybuilding advice off TikTok. I actually had an inquiry. I had an inquiry last night from a girl in Hungary saying, I've just been doing training workouts from TikTok, and I'm thinking, please don't do that, man. But that is the new age. Like, I found this on the internet, so I'm doing that. Which is the same as we used to find things on bodybuilding forums. Oh, I'm doing 300 deca and I feel good. Oh, well, I'm going to do that then. You know, that is the same thing. It's just digitalized now. Don't rush to stage. You've got all the time in the world to do it. What I would prefer is to have a first timer who has got more muscle than any first timer should have, because they've been doing it years without going on stage. Now, I can't say that exact thing about me because I was not heavily muscled, but I had been bodybuilding for 6 years before I got on stage. And everyone would say to me every time I dieted, oh, bro, you should get on stage. I'm like, nah, man, not got enough muscle. And even when I did, I still not had enough muscle. But you could also say that to 99% of competitors. Because what does everyone need? You need more muscle, bro. Yeah, I would rather someone go on stage as a first-timer, absolutely massive and not looking like a first-timer, because that's way more impressive. You know, do the hard shit for a really long time before you think about competing. Because you've got to also understand, like, do you actually enjoy it? Because I think everyone likes the idea of getting on stage until they have to do the work that requires to get there. The amount of, and I'm not ashamed to say it, over the years, bro, of trying to put people on stage and putting people on stages, the amount of people that have had a failed prep.
Yeah.
So many.
What percentage, if you had to give, what percentage would you say have failed?
Wait, can we
40%?
Oh, really? Fucking hell.
And that's not free from me killing them, you know, of being like doing stupid things. But yeah. And even very experienced people that have done it before fail preps. Because over time they have again put far too much pressure and stress into their own process that it stops them responding. And I hate that word, responding. Okay, but that's the only word I can use for it, of where it just doesn't work. Yeah, 30 to 40%, bro, for sure.
What would you say is like the biggest killer of preps then? Is it stress, like self or the self-pressure?
I think it's their own mindset.
The mindset,
Like, everyone thinks they can do it, bro. And it does take a different kind of person to do that. And sometimes I'll be surprised because sometimes, look, everyone is a bit prejudiced. And when someone talks to me about competing and they want to do this and they want to do that, I take everything with a pinch of salt. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, bro, that's cool. Let's do the work then. But I'm not sat there thinking, oh yeah, man, I'm going to get him on stage in 26 weeks. I never think someone's going to make it, without trying to sound negative. But I never think this guy's going to win. I'm going to put him on stage, he's going to look absolutely amazing. I don't think like that because you don't know what's going to happen. But a lot of the time I will see someone and think, you ain't making it. And I'd say 90% of the time I'm right. And I'll also tell them after. I won't tell them during or before because I don't think that's very fair.
It's savage.
I've been very surprised by certain people before. Like a good example, you'll remember him, Jack, I think. J Dave Fit.
Yeah. I remember, yeah.
And he is an influencer. That is his job. And he's a very good influencer. He's very good at influencing young guys in the gym, for sure. And I cannot knock him for it because anyone that can build a following like that, fair play. Because it's fucking hard. Yeah? I'd worked with him a little bit in off-season and I was just like, man, this kid just will not stick to things. Like, at all. And then he wanted to go into a prep and I'm like, okay. And bro, he absolutely nailed it. And I was genuinely shocked. And I told him after, I was like, bro, I am in shock that you made it here. And that's no disrespect. I'm not being horrible. But I see this happen all the time. But yeah, I'm never going to say to someone at start prep, hey mate, just let you know, I don't think you're going to make it. Because I have been very surprised in the past, like I said. But if it gets to a point and they say, look, bro, you know, I've binged for the 4th time and I just don't think I can do this, I will say to them, yeah, I don't think you can and I didn't think you could anyway. And that's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you cannot do it, you're not less of a person. It just means you probably shouldn't bodybuild. Because again, like I say, bro, is the juice worth the squeeze? If you're binging at 13 weeks out, I don't think bodybuilding's for you. I don't. But again, I have also been surprised in that aspect because I've had that with a client before. I failed prep because of that happening. We took a year away from it. And then I was very apprehensive for that next prep. And it was like a different person. And why? I don't know. His whole mindset, outlook on everything. You know, he would be a person that at the start would come to me saying, I don't think I can go that low with food. And it's kind of me being like, that's not your decision.
Yeah.
With that. But also, like, I like to think I am a nice person. Yeah. I would also try to come up with solutions around that of things that they think they can't do. But the next time we prepped, it was like, yeah, man, pull that food. Which is like, we was working with a different person. And since then, we've done 2 preps and both very successful. So people also can change. It is a mindset thing for sure. And if people go and work on their mindset, it's very beneficial.
We had Ethan Harris on the pod and he said the prep that he did with you afterwards, you said to him, I don't know how you did that. And he said, yeah, mate, me neither.
Yeah. And look, mate, I have got all the time in the world for Ethan. I love Ethan so much. Yeah. He is like my son. And, you know, he couldn't complete a mini cut.
Yeah.
Like, he couldn't without going crazy with food, overeating, whatever, having a massive rebound out of it and stuff. And I'm thinking, man, this prep is going to be difficult. And there was 0 complaints. He just put his head down, got it done. And even the reverse was fucking great. Like, he nailed every aspect of it. And yeah, fuck me, I don't know how I did it either. Because it wasn't like he had an easy prep. You know, I've definitely done harder preps for people, for sure. But I wouldn't say it was like, yeah, man, he got through it because he was on 600 carb a day. Absolutely not. But yeah, I mean, after, I was just like, fuck, you know, I don't know how we got here, but you did. You know, he had one fuck up the whole prep. That was it. Which he got away with.
I think sometimes, and like speaking personally, you have to kind of fuck up to almost realize like what your values are. I mean, particularly like speaking personally, when I think about the time where I was coached by you, I was a fucking horrendous athlete.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, buddy. And like, I
Fuck it.
mean,
I was like, man,
even
this kid wants more changes. I can't make more. Just train, bro.
yeah, yeah, mate. Like, yeah, I think just constantly, well, just like lots of things, like struggling with adherence, trying to steer the ship, um, like just not
It was
giving.
hard to get you to do something for more than 2 or 3 weeks at a time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which is,
Really.
bro, you know, like that's not me throwing shade. That's just what
No,
it
it's
was.
true.
But look at you now.
Yeah, I think kind of even a similar thing happened when I worked with Tom. It was like things worked for a bit, and then I just fell into those old habits. And then I self-coached for a while, and that gave, like, speaking personally, that gave me the insight of like I found a lot of value in that because it was now everything is entirely my decision. It's like, well, if I don't check in, nothing happens, and if I don't do anything or if I don't follow the plan, nothing happens. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, okay, I need to do these things. And then I reached out to Tim, and since then it's been like, I mean, I self-coached, I was pretty fucking good, and then with Tim I've been superb, I think. But I think sometimes you
He has
have
had
to.
he's had no complaints to me, put it that way, bro. And he will complain to me a lot about things. So.
That's sound with
That's
me.
all. But that's all me and him do.
I mean, to be honest, that's part of the reason why, like, when I saw you in the gym, I was like, oh, I've got to snag you for posing because I want, like, first of all, I want your opinion. And then second of all, I want to be like, look, I'm doing it. I'm actually like, I'm
No,
bodybuilding.
and bro, like I love seeing people that I've coached before doing really well. And if it's not with me, that's absolutely fine. You cunt. But I'm very glad, bro. You could admit you were a nightmare client.
Yeah,
I
100%.
tell you what it was at the time, bro. It was you, and I don't care if you listen to this. Luke, lactic addict Luke.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Impossible to coach
Yeah.
because it was, I need something new every week. It don't work like that.
Yeah.
It don't. And I've seen this, so I've got to try it. Why have you?
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
do you
yeah.
have to try that? How about
Yeah.
do this for a really long period of time and you'll be a good bodybuilder?
Yeah.
But no, bro, you look fucking great, man. Like, I voice noted Tim as soon as I got, I don't know if he told you. He probably didn't tell you. Shocked. Doesn't surprise me, bro. And you said, man, you look more than on track, for sure. And some of your poses surprisingly good. Side shot master, I would say.
Yeah, side shot is shocking. I think me and Luke are the perfect example of like, you either he bodybuilt and then realized it wasn't for him, and I fucked up bodybuilding, and that made me realize it was for me. And then obviously me and Tim had the pushback from the last prep, and then because of that, that really kind of solidified it for me, where I was like, okay, I really want to make sure that this happens. And then after going through a health phase, getting healthy again, and now not using any lipolytics, no clen by the way. I'm this lean. I've used no clen. I'm basically nasty. But like since just not using any lipolytics and not abusing stimulants, like the prep's been smooth. And I
Weird. It's weird, that, isn't it? You know when I said it earlier, every drug is good until it's not good.
yeah.
When you abuse them, they ain't great.
Although to be fair, like it was 80 microgram of clen, which is something that I'm very familiar with. But yeah, I don't know. Hey, my man knows.
My man knows the 80 clen at the minute.
80 clen is like the industry default. Everyone loves a bit of exactly 80 micrograms.
Nah, I start with 40. If I don't have to go above it, I won't. But I went on, I did 40 for a day and thought, I don't think this clen's real. And then did 80 and I was like, wow, this clen's definitely real. But I just stuck with 80 then for the last couple of weeks. Feel great. Feel alert.
I do miss clen. It does feel great. Like,
I don't know about feeling great.
mate, I feel great on clen. Like, my productivity is fucking superb.
Yeah, but you've just been also saying that you abuse stimulants and cleanse, so it fucked your last prep. So no, you don't get on well with it, you dick.
Yeah, well, my heart doesn't, but I do. My brain does. My brain loves it. My heart does not. My blood pressure does not. But yeah, fun times. obviously, I know that you've got the. I mean, are we okay to talk about it? The app that you've got coming out.
2 apps.
You've got two.
Oh,
Jesus
shit.
Lord, mate. Right, go on. Is one to do with? Oh no,
One's,
go on. Go on.
one's to do with drugs, peptides,
Like
shit
a
like that.
marketplace. Yeah, it's like a marketplace. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, I just become a drug dealer on an app. It's great. It's called Telegram. Yeah, I won't talk too much about it because we're keeping that one a little bit hush-hush at the minute. But the other one is a coaching app that's way better than Google Sheets.
Do you want to? I mean, this is a small platform that you're on, but do you want to tease it a little bit? Talk about it.
It's really good. It does everything for you, mate. It's absolutely fucking sick. It's just, I've always said with Google Sheets, it's great for the coach. It's absolutely awful for a client.
Yeah.
Because it is a glorified spreadsheet. And it's 2026, for fuck's sake. You know, it is shit. But the benefits of it are it doesn't crash. Ever. You can have all the fucking shit you want on it. You can tailor it to yourself and all that sort of stuff. But it's not very user-friendly. And also, you tried to change things on your phone on Google Sheets.
Yeah, it's horrid.
No point. This on your phone is slick. Incredibly slick. Whole fucking chronometer database on there. There's literally everything on there.
Yeah, for the people at home, when I called Christian at EP, I was interrogating you about the app, wasn't I? Asking you questions about. I think at one point I said like, "Is it shit?" Was one of my questions.
And funnily enough, the answer was no.
Yeah.
It's not shit. I mean, you're going to be the first person to fucking buy it, mate. So get your readies out.
No, genuinely, I will be, because like all of the features that I asked about was either it's in, we've already done that, we did that ages ago, or it's currently being worked on. So yeah, no complaints from me.
Yeah, it'll be good. I don't want to say too much about it, man. I don't like hyping it up, but it is really good.
All right, fair. Well, the PD marketplace will be up shortly, so if you guys want peptides,
Yeah, if you want to buy any drugs, glorified drug dealer over it. No, it's the drug thing is cool.
Is it to do with like?
It's about tracking it all. It's about tracking it all.
Okay, gotcha. I understand. Okay, I see.
There's also like other things on there like for females, like with a voice. What's it called?
Oh, what, like tracking voice deepening?
Yeah. There's that on there.
Oh, that's fucking good. That's cool as fuck. I rate that.
Yeah, and you know how everyone's like, "Oh, how do I measure out this amount of milligram?"
Oh, thank fuck.
Like a calculator on there. That's probably the best bit, man, because it's going to save me fucking getting. Because sometimes, when someone asks me, I'm like, "Oh, hold on, how does I work that out?"
Yeah, when the numbers get horrific, or they're like, I've swapped from 200 to 150 meg per meal.
I'm taking 73.5 milligram of Tren every other working day. Shut up, man! Like I don't understand how to work that out.
Yeah, no, I hate every other day dosing. I don't know. It's just
and I can't work because every other day is completely different to some people than it is to me.
Yeah, that
mine would be it'd be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. But some people say to me, "Nah, I just mean Monday, Wednesday, Friday." Well, that's not every other day, then, is it?
Take weekends off drugs.
And it's also not every other day if you're doing it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, because you're then doing it Monday again.
Yeah.
Silly. Just tell me how much per week, all right?
That's the American coachism. Every other day, they love that shit.
Yeah, and then I'm just going to double it anyway.
They'll be like 200 tests, 200 MPP every other day. They love that shit.
My favourite. And EQ.
Yeah. And it's using an anthate, but only run it for 8 weeks.
Yeah, then we're going to swap to fast esters.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, Lord.
They laugh, right. Bro.
We won't get onto American coaching. Christ. Okay, right. We'll wrap up with one final question.
Oh, no.
My final question is, what is your advice to young coaches out there looking to get started, who have a genuine passion and interest in coaching, who aren't just...
Don't bother, man. Just don't bother.
That can be your advice. No, seriously, we can delve into that. That can be your
No,
advice.
no, no, that's not my advice. My advice is get a coach who's really fucking good first. Learn everything you can before you even think about coaching people.
Fair.
That's what I did.
No, agreed. I think the getting a level 3 PT and then jumping into trying to coach bodybuilders is a terrible idea.
Yeah, bro, I haven't got a PT thing qualification.
What?
Nah.
Oh, mate, we
Bro,
can't
I've got a C in English. You know,
Oh.
that's my qualifications. I've got
No,
3 A levels, a C, a D, and an E. Let's get it.
Cold.
No, I mean, I could PT someone, but it would be illegal.
Insured for it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I do fucking PT half my clients when I meet them.
Fair.
Doesn't matter. No one's checking.
Classic.
No one check. All right. No, get a really good coach and learn all you can. And don't even think about the money that you're going to earn. Think about you just want to help people.
If you think about the money, you're like, it's almost paradoxically you're not going to make any money.
Correct.
Like,
I didn't set out in this thinking I'm going to make loads of dough. I was thinking, man, I get to help bodybuilders get on stage. This is absolutely sick. And that's how I still think. Granted, it has become a business over time. I still don't like thinking about it like that because I just don't see it as a job or a business at all. Unfortunately, it has to because of HMRC. Let's go. But I just see it as, I get to help loads of people that I like.
Yeah.
Sick. And money has come up as a byproduct of it.
Lots of money.
No.
Yeah.
enough to buy a Harry Potter wand.
Ooh. Does that do anything special, or is it a replica?
It shoots flames.
Chat shit. You're chatting shit.
I swear to God.
Can you do it now?
Give me 2 seconds.
Can we
Put something in it to do it.
I'm locking in for this. For the listeners who aren't watching, we appear to be. This is a podcast exclusive. Christian's gone off the screen. He's gone to get something, or he's come back. If anyone's listening and not watching, please do watch. The video is on Spotify.
It's got a fucking hole in it.
Is that a full speed shirt?
Yeah.
That's so joke. Full speed.
All right, hold on. Hopefully it's got battery. I don't know. Hopefully it works.
Make sure it's in frame. Don't set anything on fire.
Oh, fuck.
Burnt the laptop.
All right, well that's immediately getting clipped.
Yeah, you've got to clip that.
All right, that's clipped. Oh, Lord. All right, Camille, do you want to ask a wrap-up question? I'm putting you on the spot there.
Yeah, come on, Camille. You had some good ones.
Now you're double on the spot.
What brand are your blue light blockers, bro?
I'm trying to think. What's your worst off-plan meal that you've had?
Well, I tell you what, bro. Now, can I just give like client examples? Because I don't treat mine as off-plan meal, mate, because I just eat what I want when I want.
All right,
Within reason.
Okay,
Although I am back on the bodybuilding hype, so it's less of. But it was more so like, up until last year, it was like, I'll just get 5 guys every other day. Brilliant. When clients like, I've had enough planned McDonald's, I'm thinking, you are a fucking loser. Like, if you're going to have an off plan, like if you've been waiting all week to have an off plan because you're a bodybuilder and you have it on a Saturday night and you're having a McDonald's, you need to reevaluate your life.
I can just imagine someone.
I had a client have a fillet o fish.
There's someone out there right now in full gasp, like shoulders.
Gas goblin.
Shoulders the size of the fucking room. I saw that. Stood by the Mackey's machines ordering a fillet of fish.
Yeah, fillet of fish with an ice cream cone. Classic. Yeah, I just think it's just absolute garbage, man.
Yeah, no, that's valid. That's valid.
Yeah.
Right, okay. we've kept your time enough, mate. It's time for us to wrap things up there. As always, for our listeners, Christian's links will be down below. It'll be the first line of the little description-y bio-y thing. God, I'm running low on brainwaves. Myself, Camille, and Matty's links will be down below. Conti Sports and all that good stuff below as well. Christian, mate, thank you so much for coming on. And
Much love.
Yeah, much love, man. I don't have anything else to say.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Thank you everyone for listening. Until the next one. Goodbye.